saying in yoga that experience is the greatest guru, or that experience is the teacher. So the experience that you're having is essentially what you want to pay attention to. So with your forehead on the mat, with your hips resting back on the heels of the feet, and that spine getting a nice stretch. Just see if you can allow yourself to just quiet down the chitter chatter of the mind. Allow yourself to dissolve any unnecessary noise or thoughts. And allow your mind to become more present, more aware, more centered, and more still. The more centered you become, the less likely you are to be thrown out of balance. And as we move through all the poses that we're about to move through, potentially some of those poses will try and challenge your balance. So they'll try and pull you away from this inner center and being connected to self. But you want to practice moving through all the highs, the lows, the ups, the downs, the challenges, the sweetnesses, with that steady mind. And then also with a quality within the breath that we're going to start to hone into now. See if you can start to pull those inhales down a little bit deeper. And see if you can press those exhales out a little bit longer. So you're breathing in about 3 to 4 seconds, and then you're also breathing out about 3 to 4 seconds as well. And then just see if you can take that breath, smooth it out so you're not holding the breath. And the breath isn't choppy or erratic or unsteady. But your breath just becomes nice and steady, nice and deep. And allow that mind to hone in so much to that rhythm of breath that everything else fades away and disappears. And for the next 90 minutes, you just allow your mind to be one point, to be ekagrata. And if you ever feel like those become compromised, since that is the foundation of the practice, either just ease your way out of the pose or just come back here to child's pose and take those breaks as needed. Child's pose is always here to support you. It's kind of like a safety net to catch you if you need to fall in. So with that breath and that flow and with that mind deep in that yoga zone, let's just go ahead and start to initiate just a sweet, dynamic, sensuous flow. Go ahead and come all the way up onto your knees, all the way up to tabletop pose, all fours position. And then from tabletop pose, lift that left leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. Take that right arm, extend, and reach it all the way out in front of you. Coming into the very first physically active pose of the class, sunbird. See if you can drive that left hand so strong down into the ground that you create some length, within that left arm. You find a little bit of space within that left shoulder. And then pull both extended limbs out away from each other so you get some freedom across that torso and spine. And then wherever you are, just enjoy one more big inhale, pull it out, lift it all up. And exhale a handy foot down to the mat. And then switch sides. Lift that right leg off the ground, parallel. And then take that left arm and radiate it all the way out in front of you, sunbird on the other side. And just allow the poses to come to you. So of course, effort is there. Of course, you're trying within the pose. But what would happen if you also just kind of back off a little bit and you just allow the pose to come to you? So that you balance the effort with the allowance. Just allowing the experience, allowing the pose to unfold. One more big inhale, pull it out, lift it all up. And exhale, hand, knee, foot down to the mat. Step back to plank pose, upper push-up position. And then drive your legs, drive your heels to that back wall. Pull the heart forward and out to that front wall, shoulders right above the wrist. And then firm that belly, so lift the navel up and in towards the front of the spine, activating that core. And then soften your face, especially your jaw. Now take one last inhale, plank pose. And then exhale, lower slowly all the way down to your belly. Good. Keep the hands as is. Release the tops of the feet. Extend all 10 toes to that back wall. And then cobra number one. Inhale, gently lift that chest up. And exhale, gently set that chest and chin down. Good. A few more of those. Inhale, rise up. Cobra number two. And exhale, chest and chin down. Soft and smooth. Good. 3 more. Inhale, coming up, waking up the back, the spine. And exhale, chest and chin down. Good. Inhale up, not too high, not too low. And exhale, chest down. 1 more to go. Inhale, come up. When you get to the top, hold there. And then draw those inner elbows into your ribs so your elbows aren't flaring out. Really hug them in. Pull your heart forward so you lengthen your spine, your torso. Lift that sternum up, roll those shoulders back. Notice that neck long. And then how about one last big inhale, cobra. And then down dog on the exhale. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Drop that head down low. And come back to that deep, rich, vibrant breath flow. Anytime you notice your mind wandering or drifting off, just bring it back to that mantra of your breath. See if you can not only keep dropping deeper and deeper into your body, but see if you can also keep dropping deeper and deeper into the ocean of your own mind. Spread those hands out a little bit wider than the shoulders. And then get your second finger, that index finger pointing straight forward. And the crease of your wrist parallel to the very top of your yoga mat. And then drive evenly through the entire surface of the palm. Drive those palms down. Activate those arms. Let those hips slope up. And as your hips slope up, drive those heels down to the mat. Let the head dangle free. Notice that face soft. And again, you're just staying with that breath. For 90 minutes, just existing completely in the power of now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but the experience is happening right here, right now. Now, wherever you are enjoying, one more inhale, stretch back, down dog. And then exhale, lightly walk both feet all the way forward to the top of the yoga mat. Spread your feet out about the width of your hips. And then bring both hands all the way up to your shins, right beneath those kneecaps. Coming into a very first halfway up flat back. And you guys just take a couple moments here to drive those palms into the shins, straightening the elbows and the arms. And then pull your heart out away from your lower back. And keep your neck long, so slightly tuck the chin in, looking straight down. Steady eyes, steady mind, steady breath. And steadiness within your transitions, how you weave in and out of the poses. One more big inhale, pull that heart out a little bit more. And forward fold on the exhale, melt down. Put a little subtle bend in your knees, bring the hands all the way up to your waist. And then ground into the feet, lead it to the heart with the long flat back. On an inhale, rise and fly, both arms all the way up overhead. And then both hands down to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Take a moment, close the eyes, and bring that piercing focus inward inside. See if you can turn the brain off so you're not thinking so much. And drop into the power, the wisdom, the strength, the grace of the heart. And allow your heart to be the engine that drives you through the practice. Let the heart lead and guide the way. And you'll find that it brings a quality of lightness to the flow. Now let's chant the mantra Om together one time to all dial into the same frequency. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Good. Slowly open up those eyes like a meditation in motion. Circle both arms all the way up overhead. Inhale, reach above. Forward fold on the exhale. Dive down on that out breath. Flat back inhale, hands down, heart out. And exhale, step back to plank. Lower down, same out breath with control. And then cobra. Inhale, scoop that chest up. And then down dog on the exhale, lift the hips. Good, drop the head. Come back to that breath. And just allow your breath to be the wind current. So you hoist your sails up, you harness that wind power, and you let the wind, you let the breath do all the work. You're literally like a leaf in the wind. No agendas, no trying to get anywhere. You don't have to make anything happen. You just got to allow it to happen. Let this practice come to you. The degree of your success has a lot to do with the degree of your surrender. How much can I let go? And just let the practice come to me. Let's start to find a little bit of a rhythm now and a little bit of a flow. Drive the inner part of your hand right between the thumbs and the indexes. Nice and firm into the mat. Take an inhale, wind those hips back. And exhale, walk or jump soft to the top of your mat. Flat back, inhale, heart, pull it out. Forward fold, exhale, head hanging low. Inhale, rise and fly. Both arms up. Both hands to prayer position, finding your center. Good. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. If you want to lean back, feel free. Forward fold on that exhale. Dive down. Good. Flat back inhale, hands down, heart out. And then exhale, step or jump back and lower down with strength. Cobra, inhale, hit that sweet spot. And then down dog on the exhale, lift those hips up. And then take your thigh bones, draw those thigh bones to that back wall. That'll help you get more traction to that spine. So essentially every pose we're doing the same thing, you know, we're just looking for space. You're literally reversing the effects of gravity on your body. And as you get more space, that leads to more lightness. And more lightness means more freedom. Good. One inhale, stretch back, down dog. And exhale, walk or float. Both feet quietly through. Flat back inhale, every vertebra, pull it out. Forward fold, exhale, dipping in. Inhale, rise and swoop. Both arms up above. Both hands to prayer, Anjali, the gesture of offer. Inhale, offer those arms up, sky high. Forward fold, exhale, blending the breath, the body, and the mind. Flat back, inhale, heart out. And exhale, step or jump back, lower down, keep those elbows in, heart forward. And then cobra, inhale till it feels right for you in this moment. And then down dog on the exhale. Good, you guys will flow through one more round of those, but before we do flow through that last cycle, can you take the right hand, reach it over and grab the outer edge of your left leg? So you grab your knee, your calf, your ankle, coming into a one-arm dog. And we won't hold these kind of poses too long, but we do like to hold them long enough so that you do start to hopefully feel a little challenge. And then you can practice moving through that challenge with grace, because we all know life is full of challenges. We move through them on a daily basis. See if you can just move through the struggles, move through the challenges with that steady breath and that steady mind. Now right hand back, top of the mat. Same thing on the other side. Left hand reaches over, grabs the outside, that right leg. And then you just turn and look underneath that right arm, right shoulder. And an inverted twist. You're upside down, you're twisting the spine. Which means you get all those muscles that support that spinal column. Good. Left hand back, top of the mat, fingers spread out wide as can be. Take a big inhale, stretch back, last round of these. And then exhale, walk or slingshot both feet through mindfully. Inhale, heart, pulling out. Forward fold, exhale, dissolving in. Inhale, rise and reach both arms up to the heavens. Both hands to prayer, bringing it back home. Inhale, circle those arms up with soul. And exhale, forward fold, hang down low. Flat back, inhale, pull that breath down deep as it'll go. And exhale, step or jump back and lower down with my soul. Cobra, inhale till you hit that pitch perfect note. And then downward facing dog on the exhale. Those are gone. You can feel it a little bit more warmth, a little bit more openness. Good, you can start to feel some of those juices flowing through the body. In yoga, they call that juice prana. It just means life force. In martial arts, they call it chi. It's the same thing. And we're just here to awaken that life force or that vitality. So by the end of the class, you have it pumping and pulsating through every cell of you. Now from here, lift that right leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. And as you lift the right leg parallel to the ground, that just means you're not lifting it up too high. See if you can straighten that right leg as if you're standing on that back right foot. And then flex the back right foot so the right toes are facing straight down and the right heels drive into that back wall. And then level your hips with each other by turning the outer right hip down and lifting the inner right thigh up so both hips are on the same axis, the same plane. Now you're going to maintain what you just cultivated there. Slide forward to plank pose, upper push up, and then chaturanga, lower to your hovering right above the ground. Press up to plank on the inhale, three-leg dog on the exhale, come back. Lift the right leg up a little more, inhale, and then right foot comes down, downward facing dog. Good, other side, left leg lifts off the ground, parallel. And as you square those hips, see if you can also square your shoulders. Take your outer upper arms and roll those to that back wall. And keep driving the inner part of that hand firm into the mat. And then how's that right foot? Can you drive that right heel strong down to the ground? Now keep that left leg lifted up, slide forward to plank, upper push up, inhale, stoking that fire. Chaturanga, lower down and hover. Press up to plank on the inhale. Three-leg dog, come back, exhale. Lift the left leg up a little higher, inhale. And then back to down dog on the exhale. Good, you guys. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. And then out through the mouth, let it go. Oh. Good. Just dissolving tensions, melting stresses away. Inhale, stretch back, down dog. And exhale, walk or jump, both feet forward. Flat back, inhale hard, pull it out. Forward fold on the exhale, lift the left leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. Put a little bend in that bottom right knee. And then warrior three, airplane. Lift the torso up so your torso is level with that back left leg. If you have a space, spread the arms out wide. Otherwise, just bring them down by your sides. I wouldn't really recommend reaching them straight out in front of you just because you're not that warm yet. But you're just warm enough, you know, to challenge your balance. And the balance really demands your attention and all of your focus. And that focus is just pulling you deeper and deeper into concentration and therefore to meditation. Now one more big inhale, get light, get free, and then both hands down to the ground, but left leg stays lifted up. Curl those hands in towards that right foot, right leg. Curl the chin in towards the top of the chest, let that head go. And then see if you can pull back long to that left leg. And then lift the left leg up moderately. Not so that it feels overwhelming, but also not that it feels underwhelming. You just find a place in between. And then one more inhale, lift that left leg up a little bit more. Left foot next to right foot, top of the mat. Flat back inhale, pulling those spinal kinks out. Forward fold on the exhale. Lift the right leg off the ground, parallel to the floor. And then a little bend in that bottom left knee as you're ready. Good, go ahead and lift up Warrior 3, airplane balancing pose. You're like an airplane soaring through the sky. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Today we will be cruising at an altitude of about 6 feet. And today we will be going over mountains and valleys and terrain that pretty much cover the whole landscape of your body. We're going to move through poses that challenge that balance, that strength, that flexibility, that stamina, that focus, and your ability to stay calm even when we hit turbulence. One more big inhale, you soar, and then both hands down to the floor. Good, right leg lifts up a little bit more, and then crawl those hands in towards that left foot, left leg, and just enjoy. Standing split on the other side, should feel good. Even though these areas feel tight, feel rigid, and maybe blocked up, it should feel good to unblock things. Again, we work out those kinks and we get those juices just moving through. That means you become more awake and more alive, more inspired. One more inhale, right leg up a little higher. Right foot next to left foot, top of the mat. Good, flat back, inhale, chest out. Forward fold on the exhale with the feet together. Bend the knees, squat the hips down. And then chair pose. One inhale, lift the arms, lift that chest up. And then forward fold on the exhale, let the head flow down. Good, flat back, inhale, hands down, spine long. And exhale, step or jump back and lower down, strong and calm. Cobra or upward facing dog, inhale. And then downward facing dog on the exhale. Lift the right leg to the sky, inhale. And then right knee to the belly on the exhale, shoulders above the wrist. So shift that weight forward and forehead in towards that right knee. Good, right leg drives back, inhale. And then right foot top of the mat, deep as it'll go. Spin your back left foot flat on the floor. And then warrior 1, inhale, reach both arms all the way up overhead. Good, my feet are spread out a good 4.5 feet apart, so that's a pretty stable distance. And then my right foot slides far enough over to the right that my front right heel lines up with the outer edge of my back left heel. Good, that way you can pull your left hip forward, drag your right hip back, and get both hips neutral to that far wall. Then the tailbone softens down to the floor. Good, the chest lifts up, but the bottom front ribs soften in. The arms reach up as the neck and the shoulders relax down. And then finally, I spread the fingers wide, and I notice right now there's not a muscle in my body that's not being utilized in the pose. Now one more big inhale, reach up, both hands behind the back, and then release the fingers. Good, inhale, lean back, lift that heart to the sky, and then drop the right shoulder down to your inner right knee, right thigh, coming into what we call the humble warrior. Good, you guys, can you double check that back left foot and really drive the outer edge of the left foot firm into the mat, as if you had super glue running across the whole back of that left foot, lifting up to that inner left arch. And then can you breathe that medicine all the way down into that right hip? Good, and then can you feel that strength below you, feel that rapport into the floor? Now from here, back up to warrior 1, inhale, both arms post, back up to the sky, and then vinyasa on the exhale, lower all the way down as you glide with breath. Good, inhale, fill those lungs up with oxygen, and then down dog on the exhale. Good, everybody, it's coming. Eventually the floodgates of oxygenated blood, endorphins, and sweat, eventually the floodgates are going to be unleashed. We're just in the process of trying to leverage those doors open. Other side, left leg to the sky, inhale. Left knee to the belly on the exhale. Get the weight forward. Shoulders above the wrist. And then inhale, drive that left leg back. And left foot flows up of the mat. Back foot flat. And then Virabhadrasana on. Both arms all the way up to the sky. Good. So Virabhadrasana is named after a warrior in yoga mythology called Virabhadra. And Virabhadra is summoned by Shiva, the lord of the yogis. And when Virabhadra appears, Virabhadra rises out of the ground, out of the earth.